This is The Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral.com.
But Ty Simpson is the man. I was incorrect, folks. I was wrong. Mason Woods, on September 30th, I was incorrect about Ty Simpson. Welcome into the show. I'm glad to have finally said that. I've been saying it for months. I wanted to be wrong, so here I am. I got what I wanted. I was wrong. Ty Simpson is that guy. Ty Simpson is the guy. Ty Simpson is him. Alabama beats Georgia 24-21 in Athens. Took it to the Dogs. Whew. Folks, I was wrong. I don't know what to say. I can't say anything else other than that. I was incorrect. You know, sometimes in this business you get things wrong. I was wrong about that game. I thought Georgia was going to win the game. Here we are. You got a national championship football team on your hands, I think.
Ooh, that wrong. Yeah, maybe so. Wow. Good morning, Mason.
Good morning, Joe. How are we this morning?
Oh man, I'm
welcome to your own show.
Yeah, well, I figured that was I'm sorry to ask you to do that.
I think it's a good way to start. You know,
yeah,
the people needed to hear from me. I had to address some takes that I got off in the off season, got off in the early part of this season, got off after week 1, and I'm here to answer for them.
That's okay.
I will not shy away from my takes. That's one thing about me.
There you go. That's what makes us a unique show. We are authentic. We try to be authentic. That's actually the goal. I saw my man Colin Cowherd last week or week before was praising Caleb Williams, and then like you put up a juxtaposition of him like 6 weeks earlier talking about how bad he was and blah 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 blah.
Speaking of somebody that runs from their takes,
right, exactly.
What was it? The video of him 2 years ago, whenever USC joined the Big Ten, and it's these boys weren't ready for how California plays football, and here we are 2 years later, and what's USC doing?
Yeah, no. So we try to be authentic on the show. Good morning. How we doing today? That's Mason Woods. Follow Mason Woods at MA_Woods on the Twitter machine. You can find us at Joe Gaither 6, at Bama Central on the Bama Central YouTube channel, on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon. Lots of you are on that already. It is the last day of the month. I want to say this quick happy birthday to my older sister. It is her birthday. Taught me everything I ever knew. So I appreciate you, Stephanie. Hope you have a great day with you and your family. Actually, Stephanie is maybe the most diehard Georgia fan in our family, like in our grander family, larger family. So Stephanie, I love you. I'm sorry that you didn't have a very good weekend for that. But move forward. You get to play Kentucky this week, and it'll be okay.
Get right game.
Exactly. And Kirby after the game.
Kentucky.
Kirby was, they got to play Alabama. They got to play a tough opponent this coming week, and we got to play a tough opponent this coming week. And it's like, no, one of these things is not like the other.
Kirby.
One of these things is not like the other.
I think you could tell in that, and we'll just get right into it, I guess.
Yeah.
It seemed in Kirby's post-game press conference that one got to him. Mm-hmm. This one got to him. Mm-hmm. This one's eating him up inside.
I don't lose any sleep over 1-7.
Kirby is mad.
I would have done it 10 out of 10 times.
I would have much rather my coach had said, yes, I lose sleep over this. I lose sleep over every loss that I have. Mm-hmm. Like that's a much better answer than I don't lose sleep over, because you absolutely do, Kirby. You think about this game 364 days a year.
Well, what's their record? What's everybody else's record against Alabama? That was the weakest line to me. Well,
they beat everybody else. It's not just us.
It's like that's not exactly the truth. Just
man,
yeah. If you are Mississippi State, yes. Are you Mississippi State or are you Michigan?
Ooh-wee, Kirby Smart. Yeah, that was the. We've watched him lose to Alabama a lot of times, obviously, in the what now 10 years he's been there. That's the first time that I really saw it get under his skin, I think.
There's a thing in football, Mason, called sequencing, and when you're doing sequencing, you throw 2 plays in there at the same time, and that's what we were doing. Duh.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's fuming. He's still mad. I mean, it's Tuesday. He's still angry about that. He's still thinking about that 4th down call. He's going to be thinking about it until the next time they get to play each other, if they get to play each other again.
Do you think he looks at Cash Jones differently? You know what he said either yesterday or last night? I saw a quote come across. Oh, Alabama was busted.
Yeah, that's a real quote.
Yeah.
I thought when I saw that for sure, this is just one of those one of the various fake pages that gets thrown around these days. But dang, I didn't do my due diligence to confirm one way or the other. But man, that's a tough quote from Kirby because that's just a crazy thing to say. It's not like it'd be one thing if Cash Jones was running free to the end zone and he tripped and fell. Then it'd be like, all right, we had a touchdown.
Well, I mean, they might have been if LT Overton gets off his block. Well, and Deontay Lawson coming from behind smacks him in the ankle. It really was like the weakest tackles in the world.
Yeah, it was not it wasn't like an overly amazing play by the defense or anything. They got the pressure obviously to get back there and get a hand on him. But yeah, like you said, it wasn't like they smoked him in the back. It wasn't Jadeveon Clowney back there or anything.
Yeah. Lawson gets a smack on the ankle.
That's different to me. Like the tackle was still made. It's not like it. I don't know. To say that we had it. It was open. We had it wide open to the end. It's like you can say that on that touchdown maybe that got dropped. That sure.
Oh.
Or, you can say something like that on a play like that. Where
does he transfer out after this year? 11. He's a true freshman.
Probably, I would think so. I doubt he's received many friendly DMs.
He goes to Auburn when Cam Coleman goes from Auburn to Georgia for $3 million.
Can Georgia pay him up like that?
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
We're getting Jared Curtis. We need to get him an NFL weapon.
They got a lot of money going to Jared Curtis, I think.
Yeah, they do.
Cam Coleman might have Michigan written all over him. It's Underwood.
You're probably right.
I know they got the money.
You're probably right. Hail to the victors.
Man. Can we just get Cam Coleman? I know you've got an agent.
Sit out.
Yeah, just sit out. Just sit out, buddy. You'll still be a first round pick.
Top 5.
Just sit out. Do the. Didn't Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase do that or something? They opted out.
I think Jamar Chase
was
did.
It Jamar Chase? I knew one of them did. 2020, right?
Right. I think it was Jamar Chase.
Yeah, just do that.
But they weren't necessarily doing NIL at that point. Yeah. $3 million.
Not important. That's not important. Just opt out, buddy. Just opt out.
Texas Tech.
I don't.
Texas. Guns up.
Go. If you want to do that, go right ahead. You'll win 8 games and have your fun.
That's fine. Yeah, 8 games.
Don't go to Michigan. Don't go to Georgia. Don't go to Texas A&M. Don't go somewhere where you're going to be a problem for Alabama.
That's right. And he will be, no matter what is going to happen with Auburn over the next 7 weeks. He's going to be a problem. Damani, Xavier Brown, Dijon Lee.
Do we have to have a discussion about Damani?
No, we don't have to. Damani's playing the scheme now.
Is he a little scared to tackle though?
Maybe that's the discussion you want to have.
That's the discussion I'm getting at.
Yeah, maybe so.
And, mind you, we've talked about Damani Jackson being an NFL guy. No, I'm not going to excuse not giving effort for the sake of I'm trying to protect my body for the NFL. But maybe that is what it is. Regardless, though, yeah, he's a little gun shy out there.
Yeah, so
a little scared to set that edge.
Well, yeah, maybe so. I think that might be a fairer discussion. I think a lot of people are thinking about that first touchdown. I'm
not worried about that.
No, he's playing inside out leverage. Yeah. He was making sure they're not hitting like a little 8-yard hook pass.
Look, this is not a guy that I have raving reviews for right now, but I do think he said a pretty good point in a press conference this week. A Titans player, L'Jarius Sneed, who in my doghouse, I don't like him at the moment, but a reporter asked him specifically, what happened on that one play to Nico Collins, the long time, and he's like, "Did you watch all the other plays?" And it's like, that's a great point. Cornerback, you could have 70 good plays in a game, and all anybody remembers is that one touchdown you gave up. So no, I'm not worried about Damani in coverage, but.
What do you think about Cam Ward's blunt post game press conference?
Love it.
I do too.
I saw a lot of people on the internet doing the plus 60,000 fans minus 100 team chemistry or something.
Who cares?
I don't even care. I don't care.
Team chemistry is probably going to go up.
80% of this team is off of the roster next year. They're awful. It's a terrible, terrible football team. I think anybody in that building that is there to actually become a member of a good functional football team, they heard that and they were like, no, I'm riding with that guy. Anybody that disagreed with it, get them out.
Yeah, for those who didn't see, Cam Ward was cursing pretty freely after the Titans lost this week, and said, we are trash can juice.
Yeah, to be honest with you, we straight up ass.
Yeah. He said we are not good. So
I love to. He said,
at least you own it.
We got to be better. I got to be better. Offensive line has to.
They go, how did you think you played? He goes, ass.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't play great. He is regressing right before our eyes week after week after week.
That's all right. He's a rookie. He's got room to. There's a lot of room to grow.
Got to get this coaching staff out of here.
Man, that's a tough look. I've been there, done that. We were there.
I'm talking myself into Mike McCarthy right now, and I'm not loving.
Don't
not
do
loving
that. Do not do that.
Hey, won a Super Bowl
like 20 years ago.
Won a Super Bowl.
Like 15 years ago.
Instability.
All right. You're right. You're right. So you open the show with the apology, and we're having a lot of fun right here in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios. Let's go ahead and knock this out because we had some voicemails that were also asking for your apology.
Bring 'em on.
There's two of them, two great listeners, and so we want to get them out. You can be on the voicemail machine at 205-462-7340, extension 800. If you've got anything to say about our takes, anything to say about the Georgia game, the Vanderbilt game ahead, or really anything that's on your mind. So let's go to the voicemail machine and see what they had to say yesterday.
And guys, Cam from Mobile. All I can say is roll Tide. Alabama came firing on all cylinders and got the W in Athens. Yeah, we got some things to clean up, but I think we'll get them worked out throughout the season. But most importantly, Mason Woods. I think we all want to hear sincere apology to Ty Simpson.
Yes.
That man played like a true Heisman caliber quarterback Saturday night.
He did.
Love the show. Y'all do an amazing job, and roll Tide, guys.
Appreciate the call. Cameron,
I apologize.
What's up, guys? It is Dax. All right, Mason, come here, buddy. My arms are wide open. I know you need a hug. We forgive you, man. DeBoer's arms are wide open for you, too. And most importantly, Ty Simpson's arms are wide open. We forgive you, man. Everybody's wrong every once in a while. It's okay. How can you not love Ty Simpson? His play is outstanding. He is one of the best gentlemen on the face of the planet so far, or at least in football. He's a great dude. He's a great dude. Loves the Lord, loves his coaching staff, and loves his teammates, and loves the fan base. I mean, that post-game interview that he had was just absolutely outstanding. We love us some Ty Simpson. So, Mason, give me a big old hug. It's okay. We forgive you. Also, a negative about the Georgia game was Monty Jackson. I love him. He is fantastic in pass coverage, but holy crap, the amount of bad angles he took trying to stop them outside zones was kind of horrendous. But you know what, Damani? You can work on it. You are NFL bound. I know that. So I just work on them ankles, buddy. Also, Joe in yesterday's show said Kane Womack had a great defensive game plan. I don't think he had a great defensive game plan. Like I said in the voicemail, we got rushed for over 200 yards against somebody. And if we do that again against Vanderbilt, it's not going to be good, and especially against Auburn at Auburn. It's really not going to be good. I thought the defensive scheme was not up to par, yet we had the amount of talent and gumption, and the defense really wanted it, and that's why the defense worked out so well, is because of the amount of dudes that we have, and it wasn't because of Womack's scheme. But I'm willing to give Womack till the end of the season to prove me wrong. I believe he can do it. It's just I'm not all in on the 4-2-5 swarm defense because we can't stop the run worth a flip. Pretty much that's all I had today. Mason hug into Monty Jackson and Womack's scheme. Love you boys and Roll Tide. Andy, we're going to beat them senseless. I'm going to be there, and I've never been to a Bama game where we lost. I'm going to continue the undefeated streak. Roll Tide.
There we go, there we go, Dax and Cameron on the voicemail machine.
Yeah.
They weren't too bad to you.
No, it wasn't too bad. I expected worse, honestly. I did get a DM from Dax tonight about Ty's performance. I told him, I think it was around halftime maybe, and I told him, I'll wait until the end of the game to make my statement, but it's looking to be that I was wrong, and sure enough, I remain incorrect about Ty Simpson. He is that guy. Heisman level quarterback, absolutely. Dax nailed it. He is playing at that level. you saw the odds jump up. What is he, second now behind the guy at Oregon?
We should have got him in the summer when he was plus 30,000.
Yeah, that's
if
tough.
you didn't, then
that's
you
tough.
missed
That's
out.
tough. I was misled all of you. You had an opportunity to maybe make some money. I still, I think it's going to be tough to get it over that guy at Oregon just because of the flash and the pizzazz that Oregon brings and everything. And Alabama might drop another game here.
We got pretty
This is a tough
jerseys out
schedule.
here.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a little tough to snag it out of his hands. But Ty can do it. He is playing at that level. He's playing like the best quarterback in the SEC right now, playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the entire nation. Damani, yeah, he hit the nail on the head. I am worried about his willingness to tackle, willingness to set the edge as a defender, willingness to kind of, do the things that you got to do to get a little dirty on the defense. I don't know that he would necessarily wants to do those things. I think he maybe is, a little bit complacent, sitting clean in coverage when he locks guys down and he doesn't have to get on the ground at all. And that's cool. That's cool that you're good at doing that. But sometimes in football, you got to get dirty. You got to get that pretty white jersey a little dirty. And then the final point, I don't necessarily disagree with some of what he said about Kane Womack. I think it is disappointing to see that running performance, or that, the defense allow that much of a rushing performance once again, allow the amount of explosive plays they did in the run game. However, I do think that Kane Womack did a very good job of calling the right plays when he needed to at certain spots. I thought in situations where Alabama really needed to stop or, really needed to get something, whatever it is, I thought he dialed things up well. And, overall, you might have had some lapses in judgment there, but I think in the crucial moments, he did a pretty good job dialing up pressures and things. I don't know what it was, but there was, the moment where DeBoer and him were kind of,
I think that was the touchdown over the head.
And, I think, seemingly maybe he got a taste of what he was doing wrong.
Yeah, I think that was right after the Kobe Young touchdown over Damani's head, where it was pretty much do or die, risk reward kind of.
Quit sending so much damn pressure. I liked what
Mo Linguist is walking by in that clip going, just looking.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I agree with a lot of what Dax said. I'm not going to say that I thought it was a bad scheme overall necessarily like he did, but I do think there's still a lot to clean up there.
Yeah, Cameron and Dax both correct about cleaning up things throughout the rest of the year. But it's a week-to-week league and it's a week-to-week game, and you were clean enough this past week, and you're going to have to clean up even more this coming week.
Sure. Are we concerned at all that they didn't score any points in the second half?
Little bit.
Personally, I'm not.
Only a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I think people are a little too concerned, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yes, 1,000%. You're playing game flow a little bit. You're playing field position, and you did drive out of the half with a 10-play drive and kick the ugliest daggum field goal in the world. So you could.
It looked like it got blocked. Like it was.
We were in the media room yesterday, and somebody was like, "Are we
out
sure
that it got blocked?
That it didn't get blocked?" Yeah. And I was like, "I'm 99% sure it didn't get blocked. Maybe it did, and I couldn't see it."
I don't know. I watched it 2 or 3 times, 4 times, and I didn't see it get blocked.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to not kick very many field goals.
But you're right, though. Like the second, it was not so much that Georgia was just shutting Alabama down. It was Alabama knows exactly what they need to do to win this game, and it's not push the envelope and go try to score a bunch of points. It's let's run this clock out, let's hammer the ball, and do what we can to just move it, methodically downfield.
Right, you took the 4th and 1 stop 50 yards to midfield and punted again, burning clock, and put them back on the 5-yard line. So I was, you were able to mitigate the explosives that you gave up to Georgia in the run game, but because of the field position. Chauncey Bowens had several different big plays, but especially late in the game, you had so much field to your back that we've got enough room to absorb some of these explosive plays. That's kind of what I wrote about with my film review, which was about the ways that Ryan Grubb mitigated or overcame the run game issues. Like you can't just line up and run the football. So we're going to pop past to Ryan Williams.
Every single screen you can think of.
Yes, we're going to throw all kinds of screens out here. We're going to put the ball in Caden Proctor's hands. We're going to put Caden Proctor split out. Like after rewatching it, you had Caden Proctor split out 2 or 3 different times before that screen pass, and it was like, man, he's just going to motion back in and block somebody.
The one where they tried to get him into motion back in, and they got I think the false start on it, and it was off. You could just see it. You could see them trying to set it up.
Yeah, he was motioning back in. I wish that play would have come off because whoever he was wham blocking right there might have been sent to the hospital, and we don't want anybody hurt. We don't want anybody hurt. But my goodness, watching him come downhill on somebody would have been. You gain a lot of momentum, and right in an ear hole, somebody steps forward because they were unblocked, and it's Caden Proctor. Boom!
That would have been one of those where I did not have many of these in my illustrious football career, but every now and then you got one where you hit a guy and you just connect so perfectly that it almost feels like the guy's not even there when you hit him. That would have been one of those.
Yeah, so when Ryan Grubb running tackle over, he ran tackle over on we're throwing a pitch to Jeremy, but actually Jeremy's going to throw a 1-yard pass to Ryan Williams. And everything was just about, well, we can't line up and run the ball.
Mm-hmm. Just get creative.
Right, and so no, they didn't score, but it was just can we keep the clock? Can we get a couple first downs? And of course, you would have rather have kept it going to score some actual points. But by that point, I think not that Ty was not playing well in the second half, but it was Georgia's cleaning up some other stuff.
I think if Alabama had wanted to, if they had really pushed the envelope a bit, you could have gotten 35 points in this game. Mm-hmm. You could have had 2 more touchdowns. And if you had told, hey, we're going to push the ball a little bit, you got to throw into some more tight windows. You got to risk it a little bit. But when you're up by 3, what's the merit in really doing that? Just run the clock out and get your win and go home.
Man. Ty Simpson in the locker room. Obviously, the post game interview was beautiful and classy. He takes a snippet of the hedges, and he's in the locker room doing walk in your trap, take over your trap, and they're all just the Jalen Mbakwe post game Instagram live. They're all just locker rooming it up. Oh, so good.
Love that.
I think the team chemistry is very high on this team.
I do too.
Oh.
We want to talk about the offensive line at all?
Please, whatever you like.
I mean, just movement after movement after shift after shift. Everybody played every single position, I think. I think Caden Proctor was the only guy that didn't move around. Yeah. And, I mean, what do we think our best I personally, I kind of liked Wilkin at guard. Wilkin at right guard, Michael Carroll at right tackle. And who was it that had it left? Was it Dewberry they had in at that point, or was it?
Or William Sanders.
Sanders, yeah.
I think we need to... as people who live in Tuscaloosa, we need to push the greater Tuscaloosa offense here with Wilkin at right guard, Michael Carroll right tackle, leave him out there, but Wilkin at right guard, William Sanders at left guard, Brookwood High School, Northridge High School, and in the backfield, Kevin Riley, yes, County High, baby. Let's go. That makes me it didn't dawn on me until last night I was having dinner and I was like, hold on. And I think that, so William and Kevin are in the same class, right? William and Kevin, right. Sanders and Kevin are in the same class, and Wilkin's a year ahead of them. So you've got 2 years of Tuscaloosa, greater West Alabama high school football right there, your best.
That's pretty huge.
That just maybe I'm sentimental and emotional,
yes,
but it makes me oh, yes.
I think it's also just it's impressive for the coaching staff to say, hey, we've got this homegrown talent and we have developed them into actual starting level, starting caliber play. It's not obviously Wilkin was a highly touted recruit. I think they all were, but
Lane wanted him at Ole Miss for sure.
But none of them were the 5-star, the number 1 guy in the class or anything like that. They were all just pretty good players at their positions, and to develop them into what seemingly they have turned into, I think is impressive. And, it just adds an extra level when they're from the town that the college is in.
Right. And so
we're approaching a pretty Alabama, just the state of Alabama heavy offense. I mean, with you're bringing in Sedarian Morgan, going to be an in-state guy. You bringing in EJ Crowell, going to be an in-state guy.
Ryan Williams,
some real hard hitters.
Jalen Mbakwe, will you develop into? We're still 6-8 months away from Trent Seaborn's commitment to Alabama, but we're just gonna keep. We'll stoke that fire. Thompson High School. We'll see if he does commit to Alabama. And now, obviously, you're gonna have to overcome a loaded quarterback room. But man, speaking of loaded quarterback room,
It's looking pretty good.
4 games in, and all of our fears of is Ty just going to be mediocre
Yeah, we're
and force Keelan Russell and Austin Mack to make a decision on the transfer portal?
It's not looking that way.
Hey,
Now, we may still have a decision coming for Austin Mack or Keelan Russell.
sure.
But it's not looking like Ty Simpson is going to be the one forcing that issue.
Ty Simpson drafted by the Saints.
Maybe.
Drafted by the Saints, drafted by the
Saints,
Jets.
the Saints and Titans play each other in the second to last week of the season to basically determine who's going to have that 1-1 pick.
Well, if y'all lose, y'all can trade it to the Saints for a big old haul. We've got our quarterback. Don't you want Ty Simpson?
Yeah.
Yes,
they can.
Yes, yes. Oh,
I'll take Alvin Kamara off your hands.
Alvin Kamara and a first and
And
third.
a bunch of picks. Yep. Give Cam Ward somebody solid he can get the ball to.
Ty Simpson,
We'll take a bunch of picks.
Raider.
Ooh. I think I don't know that. I mean, he gets Pete Carroll for as long as Pete Carroll's still there, I guess. But
Kenny
that's a
Stabler.
bad franchise.
He can pick up the
Sure.
legacy of Kenny Stabler.
I'd like to see Ty go to a much more stable franchise.
I
feel bad.
Jets.
I don't want to see any. I don't really want to see any Bama guys go to bad.
Right? No,
franchises.
exactly. I'm
always
just thinking
feel
about
terrible.
quarterback needy
Bengals,
team.
Jets, Raiders. None of those. We don't want any guys going to the Jags.
Yeah, Jags don't need a quarterback, I guess. Colts, are they going to stick with Danny Dimes?
He's
Maybe.
looking pretty good.
Yeah,
tough
for
week this
sure.
weekend, but
All right, so Ty Simpson, you're on the track, man.
I mean, isn't Daniel Jones just the perfect Colt? I mean, he's the most Colts guy ever.
Yes. Nondescript, good enough, pretty good player.
And if they don't stick with him, they'll go with Mac Jones because he's also the most Colts guy ever.
Yes.
And he probably made himself a decent amount of money in those 2 starts for the 49ers.
Nobody in my division needs a quarterback. AFC South.
I don't know, JJ.
AFC
If he.
Oh yeah, if his ankle doesn't come back,
Or if he just sucks.
Well, they're gonna ride with him, hopefully forever. Forever.
Mhm.
Lifetime contract. Jordan Love, lifetime contract. That's what I'm hoping for.
I don't know if you want that one.
I
mean, Jordan Love's good.
But Jordan Love is talented. Yes, he has talent. But Jordan Love
He does have kind of a fatal flaw.
Yes, he's got bozo plays in him.
Yeah.
I've got 5 bozo plays in me in this game.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
And if you can take advantage of these bozo plays, well, you can get me.
And you really
Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals. We're gonna move on from Kyler
I
Murray.
could maybe see that.
Calamari?
It might be time to move on from Kyler Murray. Especially if they don't start winning some football games because they've been in close games. They just can't. They don't know how to win. I mean, it's kind of the same thing with the Saints. The
Cowboys.
The Saints. I talk so much about the Saints being horrible. The Titans are way worse than the Saints this year, by the way. But like the Saints are at least in all of their games. Like they are a weirdly scrappy football team. They just are allergic to winning.
Who that said he gonna beat them Saints?
Everybody, but it's gonna be close.
Who that?
Yeah, I don't know where we see Ty. I mean, we're just assuming here he's going to be a top 5, top 10 pick because I think that's just what's going to happen
On the track,
if
man. Unless he
is,
just blows up.
yes,
but
unless he just went to absolute garbage for the back half of the season here. He is very likely to be a first round selection.
Top 15,
probably
top 20.
one of the first 2 or 3 guys off the board. It's going to be a lot of bad
the
teams
way
up
he's
there.
reading the field on Saturday night,
wildly. I think it was. I was texting Will, our colleague and our friend Will Miller about it. I think it was the second touchdown pass where you literally saw it 1 to 2 to 3 and it was just gorgeous. That was very, very impressive. He is seeing the field in slow motion.
Yeah, puts me into just a fever.
I mean, look,
I'm sorry to get emotional that way
for me, but like we all remember how we watched Bryce Young, just the way he read the field, and it did look like that.
Yes, and I'm sitting there going, "No, it's not. It's not that good."
But it did look that good.
I'm rewatching it Sunday with my little spinner, going forward and backward, trying to look at every little thing, and he's
just seeing it.
I'm like, how good is he?
Yeah, he is seeing it on another level.
And so, wow. But 4 games, it's a week-to-week league. Well,
and
if you
we
blow
did
up,
talk about Georgia's defense not being Georgia's defense of old going into this. So, mind you, maybe he still hasn't played
that
absolutely elite defense.
If I were a Georgia fan, I would never want to see number 6 on the field again.
Oh,
that Dalen Everett is not a
buddy. Your name better be in the transfer portal today.
Yeah. So I don't mean to like single players out, but if I were a Georgia fan, I would be.
I think that's
Curry,
one. Yeah.
I'm writing letters.
Yeah, I think that's one that warrants a singling out. Like the touchdown drop was bad, but we live with it. Plays happen. That was just a objectively stupid thing to do in one of the most critical moments of the game, where your team absolutely did not need you to do that.
Oh yeah, Ellis Robinson jumping on the pile, which you got the 15-yard late hit, unnecessary roughness or whatever it was. But maybe can we review this for targeting, since we're reviewing everything else for targeting? James Smith,
that was crazy.
You're getting targeting on a run play in the box and a run play inside the tag. Like that's messed up.
Yeah, that was wild. I am. I don't know if I'm necessary. I mean, I understand the sentiment of the no targeting should be allowed within the tackles in camp. I think it's a little hard to make a blanket rule like that, especially with targeting where it's a safety thing and whatever. But that one was crazy.
Right. I'm getting off a block. I am desperately getting
else
to.
He can do.
Right. I am I don't know if you've ever played inside the defensive line, and obviously I never did anything at a high level, but in there it is messy.
Yeah, it's just a mess of bodies. You don't know what's what.
I'm reaching, I'm grabbing, I'm falling,
to roll over, and
it's horrible.
I think it was. I want to say it was Josh Payne. I don't remember who it was on Twitter though. There needs to be a intentional targeting and an unintentional or an accidental and an intent. The intentional can be your very blatantly obvious, and it'll be a judgment call on the referee or whoever you want to throw it to, rules expert, whatever it is. It's going to have to be, a slightly. There's a little bit of subjectiveness to it. Sure, it'll have to be a judgment call, but I think we all can look at 99% of targeting and say that was intentional or he didn't mean to do that. And in situations like that, it should be, if it's intentional, sure, take your, suspension, your ejection, your 15 yards, whatever it is. But if it's accidental, it's a 10-yard penalty. Maybe you come off the field for one play, and then you're back ready to go. Like it's just crazy. There needs to be some sort of distinction between the two, because there absolutely is levels to targeting.
Oh man, does that get us spinning to Vanderbilt? I don't want to cut you off on the Georgia game, but missing James Smith this coming week is going to be. I mean, you're only missing him for a half, but
is that going to weirdly work out in Alabama's favor?
To have Edric Hill have to be like,
well, not that, but just to have Vanderbilt get used to seeing Edric Hill for the first half, and then it's like, oh wait, there's more.
Oh, 23 coming
and
out.
He's got fresh legs,
unchained. Unlock him.
I don't know.
They need to
comes out fresh in the second half.
They ought to put him in
like
a phone booth, but like make it
like on the sideline in a straitjacket and have him just yelling at people, like Dan Lanning on Saturday night. Which maybe we need to have a conversation about Mr. Dan Lanning. But we'll stick with this game.
Hey, if you win, you don't get drug tested.
We'll stick with this game.
You don't get drug tested after you win.
Oh,
that is the most obvious.
Look, it was a whiteout in more ways than one in Happy Valley.
We going skiing, baby. So man, oh yeah,
it was crazy. I am concerned about Vanderbilt.
You should be. Is this a bigger test?
Should be. No, it's not a bigger test.
Is it more of a stylistic challenge?
Maybe that I can maybe lend some credence to. I still think that I am supremely confident in this team's ability to be able to get up for this game and to be able to recognize it for what it is. It's a home game against a team that beat you last year, against Vanderbilt that beat you last year. It is. That's the most embarrassing loss any of you have faced in your lives, probably, being very high-level athletes.
Ooh, we need to bring back the ant to a sledgehammer comment that I just thought about. And Ryan Williams, you dropping a wide open touchdown pass. Let's see. You got to get. Have you had the sledgehammer in your hands all season long?
Is that why you can't catch?
Exactly. So you waiting to bring it out against Vanderbilt, and then you can set it down and start catching the football again.
But yeah, I do think this team will be very up for this game, and they will be very motivated to go out and dominate Vanderbilt however they can. But I still think that the deficiencies, they're still there. You still can't stop the run. You still can't run the ball yourself. Your wide receiver, Ryan Williams, is still dropping passes left and right. You still have issues on this football team. So motivation can be as high as you want it to be, but the execution has to come as well.
Well, here's why I think that Ryan that Kane Womack did pretty well through the Georgia game, and why I think it's going to translate when he knew. Or when he dialed up, when he's calling a call, and I think the run's going to go in the B gap. Bam, we snapped it. But and he said it yesterday. He said we pretty much stopped everything inside, but when it got bounced outside, that's where we lost contain and lost explode.
Nobody wants to set the edge.
Right. Oh my gosh, yes. So Chauncey Bowens, he goes 5 yards, 29, 4 yards. He goes 43. It's like his 100 and some odd yards. Exactly. 119 yards, 5 yards, 29. Bam, way up. 4 yards, 43. Oh, loss of 1, and then touchdown for 2 yards. Okay, 2 yard, like whatever. Then gain of 10, 14, and then 1 yard, 4 yards. He goes 6, 2 yards. So those all his carries.
You take out the outliers, and he really only averaged 2.5 yards carry.
Right.
Like that.
You get the 10-yard run, but basically, remove your 29-yarder, that's 29. Remove your 43-yarder, that's 69, and 3 is 72. You're 72 of your 119. You get a 10-yard run, 82. 14-yard run, that's 96, right? 96 yards of your 190 are on 4 different carries for Chauncey Bowens. Now let's look at the other guys. Let's look at Nate Frazier next, even though he fumbled. Nate Frazier, 4 carries, 30 yards. Well, Nate Frazier, 2 yards, 24. 2 yards, 2 yards with the fumble as well. So, like, you're stopping the run, but you're letting just some big gashes hit you. Look at Josh McCray. Josh McCray, 6 carries, 15 yards. He goes 3 yards. He goes no gain. He goes 4 yards. He goes 1 yard, 7 yards, no gain. And so it's like you are stopping the run, but you're also letting these chunk plays go. And so I think that I
don't feel that bad.
Right. Dylan Bell, you see 227 right here for Georgia. Well, Dylan Bell takes 43 yards on a fake reverse, right? And that was a sexy play. Nice job, Mike Bobo. But like your eyes are in the wrong place. Womack yesterday said we practiced that play for 2 weeks and we still got busted on it. It's like,
it just happens.
Right. He said 2 guys didn't do the right thing. You got busted on it. Zach Branch, 2 carries, 4 yards, right? And so on the whole, you are junking up Georgia's run game, but you let, how many did I just count off on my 5, 6 chunk plays go? And there's your 227. And these chunk plays did go 23, 43, 40 something yards. Well, is Vanderbilt going to chunk play you? Probably not.
I'm not as concerned.
Yeah.
And, I think they have a little less speed.
And so a little less speed, maybe more precision, and maybe more trickeration, maybe more eye candy.
Yeah.
But
I think you can stop the what Georgia made a 43-yard play. I think Vanderbilt's only making about a 25-yard play.
Yeah, and less, and it's less frequent as well. And so that's why I think, Dax, you're right. There's definitely some issues still in the run defense. There's definitely some issues with Kane Womack. But on the whole, like if you look at it, it's like, well, most of the runs were pretty contained.
Yeah,
you got away from them on a handful. I mean, Georgia ran the football. What did I do? On 33 different times. Well, 33 times, what's 6 of 33? You got explosives on 6 of 33 is 18%, which is still a little high, but that means your other 80% roughly, you got the run under control. Now, these numbers are a little bit of copium here, but I think you are trending in a right direction in the run game. I think Deontay Lawson is looking a lot more like Deontay Lawson.
I don't think he had a knee brace on Saturday night, from what I recall, so that's good.
He's got a couple games without it.
It's a good sign to see.
Right.
Just,
so I think
continuing to get healthier and healthier, seemingly.
Yeah, I'm feeling
trust his knee more.
And then, so I put on Vanderbilt's games last night just for the first time. I only watched the first little bit of their game. Like, look at this competition, Mason. They have smoked Charleston Southern 45-3. Charleston Southern, Ohio Valley Conference. They smoked Virginia Tech 44-20. Well, Virginia Tech, we've already fired our coach.
Horrible team.
Right. Vanderbilt, we smoked South Carolina on the road. Impressive win. I will look at that one, and that's probably going to be the game that I most likely take my take from. But Lenoris gets hurt in the game. Okay. Lenoris gets hurt in the game, gets knocked out. All right, I'm looking forward to really watching that game.
If I recall, they were already up pretty big by the time Lenoris went out, didn't he? Weren't they already up by 2 scores?
At halftime, it was 14-7. I'm not
Okay.
sure. It was 14-7 at halftime. They didn't score again.
I want to say, didn't he go out in the third quarter? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I'll look at it
Yeah.
today. I'll actually watch the whole thing. They smoked Georgia State, the team that lost that beat
Their
them last
revenge
year,
game.
right? 70-21. You still give up 21 points to the Panthers.
And
here.
it was a little close for a bit. I think Georgia early in the game, Georgia State.
No, it was 42-9 at halftime. 21-3 at the end of the first quarter.
Okay.
Yeah, the next game is what you're talking about, Utah State. Yes,
Okay.
Utah State, they beat Utah State 55-35.
Right.
And at halftime, it's 31-21.
There we go.
31-21. They come out in the third quarter. Vanderbilt comes out in the third quarter, goes 17-0. Vanderbilt lost the fourth quarter 14-7 to Utah State, to the Aggies, who are 3-2. I'm not so sure that, of course, you take every game seriously.
Yeah.
But I'm not so sure if we're not building this up in our head based on nightmares from last season.
A little bit, maybe. I think just a touch. I think there's a little bit of that. I do think there's a bit of that with this. Vanderbilt's a good football team.
Yes.
Vanderbilt's not a great football team. They're not an elite football team. They're good. That's about I think
Clark got a couple really nice pieces.
Yes, I think Clark Lee has gotten everything that he can out of this football team, and as the way it's constructed right now, they're playing the best ball they can. I think the best ball for Vanderbilt is 8-9 wins, and that is not going toe to toe with your Alabamas, with your Georgias. They're just on Alabama, Georgia, and maybe Texas. I don't really know if I consider Texas up there, but regardless, they're up here and Vanderbilt's down here. A good team, but just not on that level. And we'll probably find that out this weekend.
They can jump up and get you if you let them.
Yeah.
If you're on the road, you're sleepy boy, don't wake up.
You just come out and play your game.
Everybody that I've talked to about this game, I'm going to this game. They're rabid. I'll just tell you, my girlfriend is going with a friend, and she said, I'm gonna be so loud. I want to beat them so bad. Da, 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 da. And she said, my friend is going crazy already. Da, 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 da. And
I do think it will be a very good environment.
Dax, when you listen to this, give us a call. How are you committed to yelling in this game? Because the Alabama fan, we're gonna sit on our hands and wait till you score a touchdown. Roll Tide. We're gonna sit on our hands and wait till you get a sack. Roll Tide. Will the Alabama fan be flipped and be, oh, the game hasn't kicked off and we're Roll Tide, Roll Tide. You feel the stadium. You feel the stadium.
There's a lot of things working in their favor.
Right.
They hate Diego Pavia. That much I know from the Alabama fans I see online. And Johnny Manziel will also be there, and I do not believe he has very much love in the city of Tuscaloosa, unless you are Two Dimes Bar, apparently.
What in the world?
Yeah, don't love that.
I
get it from there.
I don't.
I do. Come on, he's a very well-known celebrity that's going to attract a lot of people to their bar that will spend a lot of money and buy a lot of drinks and food.
What it is to me is their clientele is on the younger end. They're on the strip, obviously above 21, but younger than 30, younger than 25, 21 to 25.
That game, they were 7 when that game
exactly.
happened.
They don't remember it, and all they see is party hardy Johnny Manziel. I'm on Barstool Sports, and I'm on the internet, and they're going to be, Johnny's cool.
Precisely. I don't understand why everybody. I get being I understand saying he's going to be on Vanderbilt's side and you're hosting him and it's Tuscaloosa, whatever. Folks, let's stop being naive here. It's a business. They're doing a business thing to attract people to their business.
That and their clientele is going to forget about it next week.
Exactly.
And they'll go, oh, you're having DJ who?
It's not that.
I'm going again.
It's really not that deep, folks. If you don't want to see him, don't go.
Yeah, and people like me, I'll be in 2 times. I've been twice since they've opened for 2 different specific things. And I'll go again if they have something specific that's catered to Joe, right? Sorry, Johnny Manziel, and just random DJ club music, not catering to Joe.
I don't care much to meet Mr. Johnny Manziel. Not that I really have anything against him per se. I don't know enough about him.
He said, "Oh, they went to dinner on Sunday night," and he said the Vanderbilt team is hungry. They said, "Bring it on."
Sure, they are. We've talked about Diego Pavia would make me, I would go face an army just by myself if Diego Pavia told me to. Like, the guy is just electrifying. I'm sure he has that team fired up, ready to go, really believing they can win. I just, they might get a bit of a rude wake-up call.
You think Ty can channel his inner Pavia?
They thought
they came in here to get us.
Man, that actually reminds me of something I did want to address from that Georgia game that I didn't get to, and we'll just do it quick.
Go ahead.
His pregame pump-up speech, did you listen to it on the broadcast?
No, what was it about? It's us versus the world. We're all we need.
It just did nothing for me. It was not it. It was fine, but it was, nobody wants to see us win. All these people, however many, and then it was, but you know what? I got the Crimson Tide on my side. And it was just, it was like, it was not. The broadcast should not have shown that because no one around him really got it. The team was just, it was very, it was not as cringy as Jameis like eat a W, but it was a similar team reaction of just kind of a little bit confused, like, okay, yeah. It was not great.
It worked.
Don't let Ty do those speeches next time.
It worked though.
Yeah, it worked. I'll give him that.
But like,
Crimson Tide on my side.
Who is this is a terrible. I mean, we're late in the show.
Tim Keenan's your speech guy.
Yes, but that's gonna fall right in my point here. We're late in the show, so only true listeners are watching and listening right now. All the leaders are good Christian men. Ty Simpson, Tim Keenan, Jeremy Bernard, and like good. That's what you want, right? But when it comes to a rah-rah speech, you got to find who is. I'm sorry, but this is in my head. Who's going to jail on this team?
Sure, I get the vibe that Tim Keenan provides a bit of that in a pump-up speech.
Okay, all right.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. Just based off of the video of him yelling at DeBoer, and the things I've seen on the field, I get the sentiment that maybe he provides that spark behind closed doors when they're only talking to each other.
Who's mixing
allowed to
the dirt into the
somebody,
Who's mixing the dirt into the recipe? We're making brownies and they're going to be great, and we're going to serve brownies to everybody and they're looking great. I had brownies last night from a friend. Thank you so much. But like, who's throwing a little dirt in those brownies?
Yeah, who's the one mixing nails into the brownie mix?
Right. So
I get what you're saying. I do not. That's why I don't think Ty is the guy to give your speech. I don't think. I just don't think Ty has that. He's just a nice buttoned up guy who's really damn good at playing quarterback, and that's great. That's awesome. But just don't let him give the speeches. Let someone who can. Just you need a bigger voice too. Like he just nothing was there, and it was all bad. Let Tim Keenan give the speeches. Let somebody else. I don't know who, but not Ty.
Let Jalen Backway get out there. Jalen, former quarterback. All right, so one other valuable thing that I want to address before we get out of here, because we are going to go over to the facility, and I know that we're getting at least LT Overton because I asked for all the defensive linemen. I asked for all of them, and I said the LT for sure, others probably not. So, which understandable, like you're not going to give us everyone, but I was like, can we talk to this defensive lineman, that defensive lineman? Vanderbilt has a recipe that it looks very familiar. It looks very similar to week one, where their offensive line, graduate transfer, Isaiah Glass, Cade McConnell, redshirt junior, old ass men, Jordan White, graduate transfer, Chase Mitchell, graduate transfer, Bryce Henderson, graduate transfer.
Average age is 25 across the offensive line.
South Dakota, he went from South Dakota. This guy went from Liberty. This guy went from West Virginia. This guy went from Minnesota. That guy went from Oklahoma State and Arizona State. And then you just look at the backups. You have Sterling Porcher. Is that your name? I can't see. Sterling Porcher, graduate transfer from MTSU, Texas Tech, and Iowa Western Community College. These guys have been all over the place. Orion Irving is redshirt junior, Sam Houston State. Like old men. Gunnar Givens playing tackle also, like as a backup. Virginia Tech, redshirt junior. Like these guys been around the block. and they're old men. The two deep, you have two redshirt sophomores. Are the youngest two children on this offensive line. And so I think back to the Florida State game where they said, we've been in college football forever. This is our chance to prove ourselves against, Alabama's still Alabama to these guys who are redshirt juniors and seniors who, man, when Coach Saban was still like, we're still not far enough removed from the Coach Saban aura for the redshirt seniors to we can make our name right here against Alabama. And yes, Vanderbilt did it last year, but going into Tuscaloosa in Bryant-Denny Stadium, we can do it again.
People talk about that game as a fluke. They don't talk about it as like,
I don't think it was a fluke.
I don't think it was either, but I'm just saying
you're right.
That's the consensus about that game was like, well, everybody remembers Vanderbilt getting that fluke win over Bama, and it's like, that's not what happened.
Watch the game.
But like that's how people see it, and that's how Vanderbilt sees people see it. So they see that the perception of them is like, well, they're not actually good; they just got lucky, and they're trying to disprove that.
They went like 90 plays. Let's just see. They went like so many plays on the first drive. ESPN Vanderbilt, Alabama, 2025, and then Jalen Milroe throws a pick six, and you're down 14-0. Before your second offensive possession. Yeah, play-by-play, touchdown, 10 plays, 75 yards, 6 minutes 14 seconds off the clock to open the game. 3 plays later, pick six for Alabama.
They got lucky.
Right. Jalen was really, really late coming back across the field and threw a pick six on third down. Third and long, right? To second and 6. 3rd and 6, intercepted. Rondon Fontenay, 29-yard, pick six. Alabama does bounce back, but by that time it's 14-7, and then it's they missed Vanderbilt missed the extra point, so it's 14-3. 13-7. Deep breath. It's 13-7 Vanderbilt. Then Vanderbilt scores again, 17 plays, 75 yards, 9:50 off the clock, and it's like this is what it's going to be. Alabama punts, Vanderbilt field goal. Vanderbilt field goal takes it to 23-7. Hey, man, you are down fairly large here. Alabama touchdown. You're down 23. You're down 9 points, 23-14. Punt, end of half. Alabama opens the half with a touchdown. So you're digging back in, 21-23. Great. And they're holding. Trade punts, Vanderbilt touchdown, 4 plays, 45 yards, 2 minutes off the clock. Oh, well, Alabama answers right back, 28-30. So you're digging. Vanderbilt field goal, 28-33, opening for you. You have a big opening, Jalen Milroe. Fumble because Elijah Pritchett was jawing. Jawing after the play, and you're trying to run down the field. You're trying to hurry up. You're trying to close the gap because you see the clock, the sands of time melting away. Elijah Pritchett jawing down the field. Jalen Milroe grabbing him, setting him on the line. Pritchett beat on the very next play, sack fumble. 7 plays, 53 yards later, it's 40-28. And then touchdown, it's 35-40. Game is over 7 plays later.
Yeah. We all of us that watched the game knew that it was not a fluke, but many, many people that did not watch the game and just see the result Vanderbilt got lucky and beat Alabama last year. They're not actually good.
No,
Vanderbilt is actually good.
They were in control of the whole game, and Alabama had 2 critical errors.
Yeah. Vanderbilt is actually good. I still, I will continue to hold my sentiment that we said a few minutes ago of I do think they're going to get a bit of an awakening or a bit of a wake-up call this game, playing a team that is just vastly better than anyone they faced this season. But I still think Vanderbilt's a good football team. I still think that's an 8-9 win football team.
Biggest
I don't really
difference.
know how their schedule shakes out. But.
Biggest difference to me so far between this year's Alabama team and last year's Alabama team is the ball protection. Ty Simpson taking care of that football. Not getting sacked fumble, not throwing it into dangerous areas.
Pass protection's been a little better. And maybe that's just because
we're getting the ball out.
Yes, and also it's less panicking when you're back there and scrambling around. I think, Ty Simpson being able to operate within the pocket a little better than Jalen Milroe makes the pass protection look better.
So there we go. We are going to wrap the program right here, unless, Mason, you want to get into any more Georgia conversation or any more preliminary Vanderbilt stuff.
One more thing I do.
Yeah, please.
Cedric Alexander might be a problem for Alabama. That's a real good running back.
Yes, he is.
That's a really, really good running back. He's averaging over 5 yards a carry this year. I'm a little concerned about what he can do against this team, especially breaking to the outside if Damani Jackson wants to keep being soft on setting the edge. We'll just have to see. That's probably my biggest concern. I think Diego Pavia is a good player, but I don't think he's not that guy. He's not an elite quarterback or anything. He's just a dog, and he'll make plays in crunch time and things like that. But I think where you really lose this game is if Cedric Alexander goes for 180 and 2 touchdowns or something.
So we will find out. We're going to cover this game. We're going to watch the rest of the Vanderbilt tape today and tomorrow. We're going to have you ready to really preview all of this the rest of the week. Ideally, we're going to talk to our friend Joey Dwyer from Vanderbilt Commodores on SI. I've been texting back and forth with him. He must be the busiest man in the world.
He is a very busy man.
So we're going to try to get him on this week, just like we had Brooks Austin last week to talk about Georgia. Next week, Missouri. I'm sure we're going to be able to get Joey Van Zimmeren on next week. So we'll have some insight to these teams a couple weeks in a row. So Joey, just know I'm looking for you. We've texted back and forth. We're trying to work something out with Joey Dwyer, Vanderbilt Commodores on SI, to give us a real preview of this game. The rest of the day, we're going over to Malmore Athletic Facility to talk to the players. You can see that on the Bama Central YouTube channel. You can see yesterday's press conferences right there with Kane Womack, Ryan Grubb, and Kalen DeBoer. Oh, last thing. I mean, we hinted around it, but I just want to know what the feeling or reaction or what happened in the Woods household when Caden Proctor stepped back, caught the backwards lateral, and rumbled down to the 2-yard line.
That was incredible.
As an offensive lineman.
It was a thing of beauty. Melissa was not watching, of course.
Sure,
she was reading her book, but a friend of mine was over at the house. We were watching together, and both of us, I was already standing, as I do when I watch most football games. I just can't sit down because I'm up and down. So I just end up standing for, after about the first quarter, I'm just stood. But no, I mean, I was screaming like, I couldn't believe the hands on the head. Like, what did I just see? I think, I don't remember if it was Herb Street. I think it was Herb Street that said it. It was just like, hey, are you kidding me or something like that? I can't believe it. It's like, that's a perfect encapsulation of what I just saw. I think I maybe texted you like that right there was why he's 360. That's why he's so big, was because good God, who's going to tackle that man?
They said
I really thought he was going to score.
I did too. They said he met his weight loss goal. He's now 359.
That was his reward for meeting a weight loss goal.
You dang right.
Get this screen pass,
and
they told him about it, a month and a half ago, and they said, "Hey, buddy, you get down. We will work this in for you," and he did it.
You get down to 335, we'll call 2 in a game.
I'll give you a fade. I'll give you a goal line fade.
We'll put you on. We'll put you at the B back right here, fullback, and we'll just hand you the football.
Yeah, come on. I would love to see. I want to see more Caden Proctor getting involved, not even necessarily getting the ball, but just using him as a lead blocker and things. Want to see more of him in motion. Maybe you want to see that play work where he gets to come down and just kill someone on the inside. That was awesome. I mean, Ryan Grubb was in his bag. That was some of the,
Did you see my
that
tweet
was
yesterday?
The most creative play calling I've ever seen in the history of watching Alabama. It was unreal.
My midday tweet yesterday, 4 minutes of all of the most creative plays that I saw.
I mean, it was amazing. You mentioned it earlier, the figuring out how to make a non-traditional run game work by utilizing the screen passes and the short yardage throws and things like that, where it isn't technically the run game, sure, but it operates just the same.
Mm-hmm.
That was beautiful. It was a thing of mastery.
And so the 3rd and 1 at the end was just a culmination of all of it. Oh my God.
Man.
The 3rd and 1, after I clipped these all up, and you can see it on my Twitter at JoeGaither6. You can see it on BamaCentral.com and the things I noticed, right? And so watch it over again and watch how many times Jeremy Bernard moves before the snap, in motion, this way, that way, this way, that way. How many times Jeremy gets the ball, flat routes, little screen passes, just get the ball out to Jeremy. And so combine all of that and then go to the 3rd and 1. And oh my God, it sends chills down my spine, because Jeremy goes from the right side of the formation across to the left, and he's going behind into a bunch, kind of trips formation with Ryan and Isaiah. And the whole look of the very first part of the play is, we're just going to hit Jeremy in the flat right here. And Ty looks his way, and everything looks like that, and then it spins around. Right, Jam Miller is leaking into the flat, and it's like, all of the flow went to Jeremy. It was just like a total setup. And it was like, man, I've been setting this up for right when I need this play. And we need one more first down. It's about the right time for this.
Yeah. And Jam didn't have his like best game ever. I mean, he only averaged, I think, under 3 yards a carry. But like he was involved a lot more than I anticipated.
He blocked a mess out of people.
Yeah, he did. It was very obvious to me that he had no second thought about, oh, am I worried to hit people? No, he was not scared to hit people. He is perfectly healthy. He is ready to go. And, I don't remember exactly how much Tim Keenan, but like saw more of Tim Keenan as well, more of him than I expected. Both those guys seemingly are actually like fully healthy and ready to rock and roll. So I was encouraged by that.
So that's going to do it for the program today. Big thanks to Cameron and to Dax for calling us on the voicemail machine. You can call us at 205-462-7340, extension 800. We want to thank our man, Derek Daniel, for sponsoring the program, hosting the program. Call Derek for all of your insurance needs at 205-758-3391. Like a good neighbor, Derek Daniel is there. Check us out on the Bama Central YouTube channel. We're going to talk to at least LT Overton. We usually get 3 to 7 players on a Tuesday. So check us out on the Bama Central YouTube channel. We'll be in the Malmore Athletic Facility here in about an hour. We'll talk to you again tomorrow right here on the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com.
Thanks for joining us on today's edition of the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. Keep up with Joe on all his social media pages at Joe Gaither6. Subscribe, rate, and review the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and be sure to read us daily at BamaCentral.com.